Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today, I know I said this would be the Thanksgiving podcast, but I think Noah should be the one to explain it because he's the most disappointed that that's not what we're doing.
Um, we couldn't find it on any streaming services.
Well, any streaming services that I had. Yeah, we'll have to save that episode for next year. Sorry. Thanksgiving will be back again, alright? But we do have a podcast for you today, and that's for Heretic. We literally just got back from the theater like an hour ago.
2 hours.
2 hours? So
3 hours.
Oh, no, we left.
Yeah, it's
no,
12 o'clock.
We left the theater at like 10.
Wait,
It was 10:05 when we left. So, Heretic. This movie came out about what, a few weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we saw it a few hours ago. Did you give them the general consensus?
You do that.
I do that?
Yep.
He's eating Wendy's nuggets. Yeah, we got Wendy's on the way up.
I got Wendy's on the way out.
Okay, yeah, you paid for it. But, so this film follows two Mormon missionaries named fucking... Oh, I already forgot. God damn it, I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry.
Your sister B.
There were two sisters. We're having technical difficulties.
Sister Barnes, Sister Paxton.
Thank you. Yeah, two Mormon missionaries named Sister Barnes, Sister and Sister
Paxton.
Paxton. Thank you. I can't. That wasn't me not remembering. That was just me not being able to pronounce anything. Noah?
What?
I mean, I'm not gonna blame you. Anyway, so Paxton and Branny, right? I'm sorry. Barnes, thank you.
You almost said a racial slur.
Did I?
Yes.
Is that okay? So Paxton and Barnes, they go to the home of this older gentleman named Mr. Reed. And
Spencer Reed, like Criminal Minds.
Well, they just call him Mr. Reed throughout the whole movie. I don't think he actually has a first name, or at least a spoken one. And that's, I mean, the general consensus, without getting into like spoiler stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to talk about, I guess, what would it be? Nah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to go over first with this movie?
It broke me.
And how is that?
Well,
I will state that this is a religious horror film, if that title didn't make that fact abundantly obvious. But I will say, this is a very different type of religious horror film than what many people would expect if you know that genre. Like, this film subverts your expectations and goes into completely different directions like 3 times.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've been as tense or on the edge of my seat in a horror film in like this much this year. I think the only other comparable thing I had from horror this year that got me super tense was the interrogation scene from Longlegs, which Noah hasn't seen that film.
Sorry, I'm looking at your tabs right now, and I see Thick of It by KSI.
No.
Channel uploads. And then I see VHS Dead Meat. And then I see Dude Bro, whatever it is.
Did I accidentally... Oops.
And then I see Dude Bro...
Dude Bro Party Mask. Yeah, can you stop looking at my Google tabs? That's for research, okay? For later things. Why would I have porn just open in my computer?
I didn't say that was.
Well, clearly that's what you're thinking.
No. Because you need a cough drop.
Eh. Sorry about that. I'm gonna be coughing a lot. It's allergy season. So expect a lot. Expect a lot of coughing. So, but yeah, the only thing I can say comparatively to how tense this movie made me feel was the interrogation scene in Longlegs.
Yes.
Can you not play TikToks?
I didn't mean to.
Or Instagram Reels, I don't give a shit. So, I think, do we start off with, like, the spoiler synopsis of the movie, or do we just go straight into pros and cons?
Pros and cons.
Alright. Well, I feel like right off the gate we have to say the acting from the three leads, incredible. Sophie Thatcher and what's the other girl's name? Chloe?
Sophie Thatcher. And Chloe East.
Chloe East. Yeah, they do great as are the leading ladies of this film. Their scared acting is very good.
Yes.
They are very good at being terrified. Now, I could be wrong here, but I believe I heard that they both were actually raised in Mormon churches.
Were they?
I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that, but I believe I heard that somewhere, so he's going to Google it to make sure I don't sound like a dumbass.
Yeah, they were both Mormon.
They were Mormon?
Yeah.
Oh. See, I'm not stupid.
They both grew up in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
The one that's actually mentioned in this movie, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we have to mention the performance that fucking stole the show. Hugh Grant as Mr. Reed. So, for one, here's the thing about Hugh Grant. He's known for publicly trashing his own movies. Particularly the ones he just does for money.
Yeah.
But I knew it was going to be a good sign when he wasn't publicly trashing this one.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, he gives a performance, like, that may be one of the best in his career, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously the bad guy. I feel like that's not like a spoiler.
He was I don't. The way he portrays himself is like he definitely was not the bad guy, but he was the bad guy.
Was he a bad guy that meant well?
Yeah.
But like,
just trying to educate two girls on religion, and then stabbing one, and then. Oh yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Hugh Grant's performance as Mr. Reed is definitely the show-stealing aspect of this movie. Because he's so good at putting up a front that makes you feel like this guy's going to be warm and friendly. Only for, like, the more you sit around him, the more you realize there's something wrong with this person.
Yes.
And I feel like the tensest part of the movie was before shit got crazy. Just the scenes of Barnes and Paxton just sitting in his house with him in the room, because you don't know if Reed is just gonna do something. So I feel like those are probably the most tense parts of the film. Because I mean, like, you know he's going to do something, you just don't know when.
Yep.
Another aspect.
I gotta say something.
Oh, yeah?
Blueberry pie is mentioned twice and is shown on screen twice. Well, shown on screen.
Yeah, that blueberry pie is a unique thing that's brought up a lot throughout the movie. Same with Cokes. Yes, if you've seen the movie, you would know Mr. Reed first offers them Cokes.
Yeah.
This wasn't intentional, by the way. We just happened to order Cokes on Wendy's. Vanilla Cokes, right? That's what we ordered?
Cokes, yeah.
God, vanilla Cokes are amazing. Anyway, but yeah. Also, I'm wondering, why does he constantly mention his wife throughout the movie? Like, constantly mention...
He doesn't have a wife.
Well, yeah, obviously he doesn't have one, unless... Okay, do we just...
No.
No. Think about it. He explicitly asked that question to both of them. What's the term again? The term where you have multiple wives.
Polygamy?
Polygamy, yes. He specifically asks, is polygamy specifically categorized as being a wrong practice now?
Uh-huh.
I feel like that question was asked explicitly because later, spoilers, I feel like we should give spoiler warning now. Because spoilers, at the end of the movie, we find out that Mr. Reed has been kidnapping several women.
Yeah.
Or kidnapping, brainwashing, I don't really know what he's doing to them. By the way, he has a whole bunch of women chained up in his basement. So, I don't know if that...
Sorry.
Is that supposed to go into the polygamy aspect?
Yes. I feel like it was. The fact that he mentioned polygamy in the first place, I was be like, whoa, what is this going to be? I thought it was going to end up with those two. You
Marrying him?
Yeah. Forcefully.
Yeah. But then...
I had to do the whole, like, I was about to, like, look at you in the theater and be like, what the fuck is this movie? Is this like a forced romance movie, or is this a horror movie? Like,
well, no, it's a horror movie.
well, obviously I know that now.
So, another thing is that this movie feels like kind of a takedown of like a minor takedown of every religion.
Every religion.
Like,
It slams the Korah, it slams the...
Judaism, Christianity, Islam, fucking Mormonism.
Is it the Torah? Is that what the Israel people
I
use?
believe it is the Book of Torah.
The Jews. My bad.
Judaism, I believe it is the Book of Torah. Again.
The Bible, and they also the Book of Mormon.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not educated on this.
We're not. We probably should have done some lighter research before starting this.
I know the Quran is the Muslim one.
And one thing I really like is that, and I both love it and I hate it, because when I'm recording videos, I talk a little differently than how I would do normally. But when I'm just out in public, I talk exactly like how Reed does in this film. Like, similar way of speaking, similar mannerisms, very similar way of overcorrecting what people are saying. Like, and that kind of scares me because I'm like, I hate that I can relate to how this guy talks. But that also leads us to another interesting part about his character, is that his really overly explained yet somehow wildly incorrect analogies.
Yeah.
Because multiple times throughout this film, he brings up the fact that Christianity is just a copy of Judaism.
Dude, we don't even... never mind.
But, like
I was just fathoming the ending of the movie.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. I kind of want to get through my other talking points before we get to the ending. So how about we just kind of just recap the plot real quick up to where we're talking. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it starts out, Barnes and Paxton, they're kind of just, where does this movie take place? Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're just kind of riding throughout like a little town, asking, have you read the Book of Mormon?
Joseph Smith,
Prophet, dum 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 dum.
Sorry.
Hey, we're fans of South Park. We couldn't help it. We were gonna say it at one point, but yeah, they're kind of riding through this town. I think in Utah, something like that, some state over there, and then eventually they get to Mr. Reed's house because I believe they had mentioned before that he had called in beforehand.
No, I've met a Mormon in my
I don't think I've ever actually met Mormons.
I have, and they tried to get me to convert to Mormonism.
That's the thing. I hate people that shove whatever goddamn belief system they have down my throat. I hate those. I hate those types of people.
I have a Book of Mormon at home, but I'm not a Mormon.
Honestly, I would read it just because I've heard it's like one of the most important pieces of American literature ever. And I would read it for that factor, but I'm not a religious person whatsoever. I think I'm okay with making that statement public.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to what we were saying. So yeah, then because Mr. Reed he had called the Latter-day Saints Church beforehand about learning more about the Mormonism.
Yeah.
So
he premeditated this.
Yes, this was. Well, yeah. I mean, we'll go over it later, but everything in this film was premeditated. He planned everything out. So yeah, Paxton and Barnes, they go in his house, now Mr. Reed explicitly tells them to take off their coats.
Yeah.
And that what they detail is important. And, they sit down. Mr. Reed's like, my wife's making blueberry pie. I'll be right back. And then, the pair kind of start growing like, I don't know. This guy's pretty suspicious. Then they find out that the blueberry pie is from a candle.
Yeah. That must have been a very big scented candle. Like a very, very scented candle for it to be like, oh, I smell it.
I mean, it was also like right in front of them. Which, if it was right in front of them, wouldn't they have smelled where it was coming from?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But, so yeah. Then they try to leave.
Sorry.
But yeah, then they try to leave. They find out the door is locked. And, Mr. Reed just keeps talking to them about stuff. They mention fast foods. And that conversation is somehow important.
No.
The conversation about fast foods?
Blueberries disease.
Oh, yeah, the blueberries disease joke. Oh, yeah, here's another thing. This movie was shockingly funny. Like, surprising amount of legit good jokes in here.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it came from Hugh Grant's just delightfully, upbeat way of delivering his lines.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a shocking amount of legitimately good jokes in this. I mean, I know you busted out laughing whenever he mentioned creep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, then he talks about these fast foods as another analogy to him studying upon religions.
He also said about God watching you masturbate, which is also very funny.
Yeah. So yeah, then that they ask Mr. Reed, why is your door locked? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, my door's on a timed lock. It's not gonna open till morning. I'm sorry.
Say you go on a date with someone, right?
And they have that kind of
They
lock?
have that kind of lock. Firstly, I'll be like...
Are you staying or are you leaving?
Firstly, I'll be like, what kind of ops or what kind of like flipping people are you dealing with for you to have automatic locks on your door?
I don't know.
Secondly, why... Next thing up is like that's a whole maximum security prison, bro.
I don't know. But yeah, so then they come into this like makeshift church room. And this is now, we're coming back to the analogies, because now we're at that part in the movie. Because Mr. Reed sets out the Torah, the Bible, and what's the Muslim one?
Quran.
The Quran, yes. He sets all three of these books down, these holy books, and then beside them he places the Landlord's Game, Monopoly, and what did he put for Muslim? Islam? He puts down...
he puts down the modern version.
The modern version of Monopoly. And then he goes into this whole spiel about how every religion is just kind of a copy of the same idea. And then he goes on a much larger spiel about how there are several other deities that have similar origins to Jesus Christ, but all these deities and other entities predated Jesus.
Yeah.
And this entire scene is supposed to be like a takedown of religion as a whole. And then Mr. Reed gives Barnes and Paxton a choice. If they want to leave, they have to go through one or two doors. One, belief and disbelief. And this is a test of faith. Now, at the end of the day, this test actually didn't matter.
Yeah.
Because both doors led to the same place. And I do find it interesting because Paxton is trying to get out via playing along with Mr. Reed. while Barnes is steadfast with her beliefs.
Which will prove to be fatal later.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, they end up going down the belief door, and they wind up in this spooky basement.
Ooh, basement!
Yeah, filled with AI!
AI?
Do you not get it? Do you not watch Moist Critical?
AI!
Okay. But, so yeah, they find their way in this basement.
Basement?
Yes?
Basement?
It's a basement, yes.
Oh. Bro, go to the doctor!
It's a cough, dude.
Basement.
Okay, so yes, they head down into this basement.
Basement.
Okay. Are you gonna actually add any, like, input?
Yeah, I am!
You're just saying the same damn word over and over again.
Basement.
Basement, I hardly know her. But, so yeah.
Noah, I barely know her.
But yeah, so yeah, they end up in this underground place.
You're not gonna say it, are you?
No, I'm not.
Because you know what I'm gonna do.
So yes, they're in this subterranean layer of the house.
Y'all being really loud. I'm getting ready to go to bed.
Alright, night, Dad.
Alright, y'all need to keep it down.
We will.
Okay.
Sorry about that, my father walked in. So, anyway.
Basement.
They're in this subterranean room. Be quiet. And in this room, they find a table and a chair. And that's kind of it. And I guess 2 windows.
Table.
Noah, please add some actual input. Like, I'm like kind of waiting for you to talk. For like your own proper opinions on what's
I don't
happening.
have an opinion right now. You're just doing a summary.
Oh. Well, I think we would try to mix it up where we would give our inputs for what's going on during the summary.
I do have an input on this one. While when this happened, Garrett went did a little nudge on my shoulder, and I thought he was gonna like make the most foulest joke ever, but no, he was just like, I need to go piss.
Yeah, I had to go pee. I drank a lot of water before we got there.
Here's some other one. Fun fact, fun trivia.
What?
That's the first movie I've watched fully, and I have not, what's the word?
Pissed.
Pissed.
So, yeah. And then, you know, Mr. Reed kind of comes in on, like, I guess it would be like a loudspeaker, or like, he's playing Creep by Radiohead, which he had mentioned earlier in another analogy that Creep is a copy of another song, which, what was the title of that?
The song was The Air That I Breathe
Yeah.
by the Hollies.
Yes, he had mentioned that Creep was a copy of that song.
I'm a widow.
Which, you know,
It actually really is.
Yeah, no, actually listen to it. We can't play it here.
Yeah, obviously. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, we can't play it here. Copyright. Go listen to the song for yourself.
Triple.
Just go listen to the song for yourself. But, and that ties back into the whole, you know, everything is just a copy of everything else.
Oh, baby, a triple. Oh, baby,
And,
a triple.
But yeah, then this, you know, fucking old lady or old looking woman comes down. And this is where shit starts going crazy. Like, he goes pretty insane.
Insano wacko style. I think this is where the first death happens as well, right?
I believe so, yes. And Mr. Reed comes over like a loudspeaker, something that transmits his talking through down there. He's like, I have discovered the true religion. And what you're about to witness is a miracle. And that miracle involves, would you guess it, a blueberry pie. But this ain't no...
Blueberry.
Lou Gehrig?
Lou Gehrig?
Yeah, but would you believe that this blueberry pie is normal or no?
No,
It's not.
It's poisoned.
Yeah, it's poisoned with.
Arsenic.
No, he said wolfsbane.
Wolf something. Wolfsbane.
Well, wolfsbane flour. And then, the older looking woman eats the pie and. Yeah.
Can you imagine the alternate ending? Like, the Mormons start eating the fucking pie.
Part of me was kind of thinking that was what's going to happen, but, like, no. We're only like an hour into the movie. They're not going to do it like that. Oh, yeah, I completely forgot. During this whole time, the head at the church is looking for them.
Yeah.
I'm only going to mention it here because it's not really necessary, I think. You can kind of cut all the stuff. Well, no, you can't cut him out completely because there is a distinct reason why he is here, but for the most part, you can kind of just cut him out and not really miss a thing.
Church of Jesus Christ and Lauderdale Saints.
But yeah, that guy, he's looking for them, and ultimately that kind of announced to nothing. But yeah, so yeah, but speaking of the guy, he knocks on Mr. Reed's door, and Mr. Reed's like, ooh, shit. So yeah, he goes up, greets the guy, and Paxton and Barnes, they go up and they see a box of matches. And they try to just like under the slit of the door, just try to drag the rug. No, I was watching Instagram Reels.
Yep.
Wow. That is great. No, that's a YouTube short.
Yeah, it has the president.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what we were saying. Anyway.
President tour. Lore on that thing.
Anyway. So yeah, so they're trying to get this box of matches by dragging a rug like.
Yeah.
But then, Mr. Reed comes back and they're like, shucks, foiled. They go back down and Paxton notices something wrong about the body.
The head moved.
The
head moved 1 inch.
Yeah, 1 inch to the left. Shit.
Did it stop?
No.
Okay.
Mouse isn't even hovered on it.
The head moved 1 inch.
It did. It did.
And then Barnes was like, shut the fuck up.
But
shut up.
Yeah. They eventually... No, they do eventually get the matches.
Yeah.
And they try to start... I don't even know what their plan was with it. Did they mention what they were going to try and do with it? I think they did, but we kind of weren't listening.
They're going to start a fire.
Oh yeah, they were going to start a fire to alert people outside. But, it's not working. It's not...
It's not working. Are you good?
I'm fine, it's just allergies.
Go to the doctor.
It's allergies.
I'm walking here.
But then the old lady, she comes back. Which means, was Mr. Reed's miracle work a thing? Was it?
Yeah.
And the old lady says, it's white, there's a conductor, and it's all fake. I'm going to say that again. Fake.
Fake.
But you're probably at... But then, Mr. Reed himself decides to come down. He's like, give me that match. Give me.
Yep.
And then, he leads the old lady out. And Mr. Reed is explaining. Telling them what... he's... Almost like he's like a mad scientist. He's asking for feedback on his experiment. And Barnes is not just taking any of this shit.
Yes, she starts having a major crash out like I did. Well, she's like having a major crash out like she got told no to having a favorite toy in Walmart.
Or the crash outs like several people had when they saw Snoop Dogg on Fortnite.
Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg.
But, and then, and then she's trying to signal to Paxton, stab him. But then...
Oh yeah, but then Reed, actually, there's what's the thing called where it's where he slows down time?
I'm pretty sure that's just called slow-mo.
Well, no, in Red Dead Redemption 2 Deadeye.
Oh, yeah.
That bitch.
Slits Barnes' throat.
It was like a Deadeye type.
I'm
Clint
kind of
Eastwood.
wondering, does Paxton not stab Mr. Reed because of she's in shock of what just happened?
Yes.
I think that is a reasonable explanation. I don't know, if I saw that happen to you, do you think I'd stab the attacker?
Yes.
I would stab the attacker?
Actually, no. I feel like you'd be laughing at me, to be honest.
Wow.
Sorry,
I'm not that douchey of a friend.
I do feel like you'd be laughing at me, but...
And then, Mr. Reed's trying to calm Paxton down. Don't worry. She'll be back. I promise. Yeah, lo and behold, she doesn't come back. And then Mr. Reed kind of turns into now he's like a fucking Alex Jones.
Oh no, they. Oh my god. Sorry.
He can't talk.
He cuts open Sister Barnes' wrist.
I think it's...
Forearm.
Yeah, forearm.
And takes out a contraceptive.
Yeah, but he thinks it's like a computer microchip.
Yeah.
And then he kind of spins this all into no, we're actually in a simulation, guys, and that's why she can't come back, because she's not actually real.
Yeah.
She's a NPC. They say NPC in the movie.
Oh, thinking about it now.
But
When he, oh my god, when he pulls out the contraceptive or pulls out the artery, she was still alive for that.
yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Oh.
When we get to the ending. But then Paxton. But then
what would that must have felt?
Well, she probably passed out from the sheer shock and blood loss. But then, well, should we explain what a contraceptive is to those who don't know?
Birth control.
Yeah, it's a birth control implant. That's what it is. But then then Paxton's trying to put this all together, and then she hypothesizes that all of what Mr. Reed has shown them down there has been bullshit.
Yeah.
She hypothesizes that there were actually two old ladies. One who died from the poisoned pie to be swapped out with another.
Yeah.
Which is why the head was wrong. And Mr. Reed's okay, then where would have the extra door been? And she finds it under the table. And then Mr. Reed's okay, if you're right, wouldn't there be a body down there? And yeah, lo and behold, there is a body down there. But it's not just that little room underground. No, there's more to it.
Tua?
It's to it.
Tua?
There's a whole, just tunnel of increasingly satanic religious doors. Yeah. Until she finally gets to the last room in the house. This kennel room where, as we had mentioned, Mr. Reed had been keeping a whole bunch of women down there. So, like I said, we theorize that's because of his, what's the term again? No, what's the term again?
What?
The multiple wives term?
I forgot already. This is with an F.
I thought it was with a P.
Philology?
Why are we so bad at remembering shit?
Philology. Pilgrim.
Pilgrimy?
No.
Polygamy.
Polygamy.
Polygamy. Thank you. Polygamy. So yeah, we both think this is like Mr. Reed's like fucked up version of polygamy. And then Mr. Reed comes in and finally puts all the pieces in place for everyone. So, for one, the reason he asked them to take their coats off was so he could steal their stuff. He stole their bikes so nobody would know they were there.
Yep.
Then he used the bike lock as a way to stop people to getting into that last room. And then, he makes the reveal. What is the one true religion? What is it?
The one true religion is control.
Yep. This whole thing has been a control thing for him.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to think about that in a sexual manner, because that's pretty weird. But in Mr. Reed's eyes, the only real thing in religion that matters is control. Now, that may give some more weight to the whole polygamy thing. Maybe he has a thing for controlling multiple people.
Yeah.
And also, here's an interesting thing. He always tries to market every decision that Barnes and Paxton make as their choice.
Yeah.
Like
it's not that choice.
It's not, because Reed's carefully planned everything out. But there was one thing that, according to Paxton, he didn't take into account.
The knife.
No.
The knife.
The old lady
lady.
saying...
Oh yeah, the old lady. Yeah, because he...
The old lady went off the script Reed had given her. Which that caused everything to unravel. Because... God damn it, did I forget to mention the whole Taco Bell reveal?
Oh yeah.
Apparently, this was before Barnes got her throat slit. Sorry, we're going back in time real quick. Barnes had revealed that the reason she doesn't like Taco Bell is because she almost died eating it.
Yeah.
She got E. coli and they had to do like a kidney operation.
She was dead.
Clinically dead.
I was clinically dead once.
And she had mentioned that the same thing she saw the same thing that the old lady did when she ate the pie. And that detail has kind of made Reed kind of improvise a few things. So clearly, from that moment on, Reed had lost a little bit of control in the game. Now, do you think he got mad about that? Which, do you think that would make the throat slitting more angrily aggravated? He's like, you fucking bitch, you ruined my game.
Yeah. That's why he cuts one of the fingers off of. That's.
Oh, I actually never thought about that. I was actually kind of wondering, why does he sever one of their fingers?
That's the person who went off script.
Oh, shit.
You dum dum.
Well, how was I supposed to know? They all look the same.
Tell him he can take the freeway down.
But then Mr. Reed steps into one trap.
Run, Rudolph.
And what is that trap, Noah?
Which one?
When he gets stabbed.
Oh, he tried to get into
No, he says a distinct thing that...
magic underwear.
Yep. Which, earlier, that was a code word that they had made, saying, hey, if shit gets out of the hand, I say that, you stab him. So Reed saying that, it was, encouraged her to stab him in the neck, which Paxton does that. And then she runs out, and she's like, where the fuck's the exit? But then Mr. Reed somehow catches up to her, despite having just gotten a knife to the throat.
No.
Well, I mean, she was running around for a little bit, then she kind of, got lost, circled back. Then Mr. Reed caught up to her.
It cuts to a very still shot of a box cutter in her stomach.
No, it's the knife he pulled out of his neck.
thought it was the box cutter.
No, yeah, no, he pulled the knife out of his neck and then stabbed her with it.
Yeah.
And then they kind of both sit there bleeding, but Reed is crawling to her, trying to kill her,
Mm-hmm.
when suddenly a new challenger enters.
Sister, what's her name?
Barnes.
Barnes.
Yet she comes in with a nailed 2x4 and finally kills Mr. Reed by bashing his fucking face in with a nailed 2x4.
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, that victory was short-lived as Barnes then bleeds to death shortly after.
Well, obviously she did.
Well, I mean, yeah, no one's gonna survive for that long. And then, I mean, the film ends with Paxton getting out of Reed's house and a unique detail that I'm very sorry, but we forgot to mention. They were talking about reincarnation earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And was it Paxton or Barnes who said that?
Paxton that said they wanted to be a butterfly.
Yeah, a butterfly that would land on your finger. And what happens when Paxton escapes?
The butterfly lands on her finger.
Now, how do you think we would interpret this?
I thought it was Barnes.
There's probably a good chance that was Barnes, like, as a reincarnated.
Yeah.
But I think it's more or less left into interpretation. Was that really Barnes?
Or it could be Reed.
Could be Reed, or was it just an hallucination?
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways you can interpret that. And there you go. I guess that's the plot summary. Now,
That's Heretic.
well, that's the plot summary. I think we have a bit more that we, I guess, can discuss, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what are some things about the film that intrigued you the most?
Mr. Reed.
Yeah.
That statue that got stared at like quite a few times.
Well, which one? The one in the hallway or the one in
The one in the hallway.
Yeah, what was up with that? I think it was just kind of there for, like, a scare.
No, because it was Socrates,
Oh, yeah, it was Socrates.
Greek philosopher.
I'm also kind of wondering what. I think because the thing is, Mr. Reed kind of flip flops with what his ideologies are throughout the movie.
Yeah.
One minute he's trying to take down every religion. The next minute he's like trying to be a conspiracy theorist, and then the final minute it's revealed that he's actually a person who likes controlling other people.
Yeah.
And I think the reason he flip flops so much between the first two is because of the improvisation he had to pull out after that the older woman ruined his plans or floundered his game.
Another thing is, it doesn't tell you what happened to the older women. Do they just fucking die?
I mean, Pax sure as hell isn't going back in there. You really think she's gonna go back in there? Fucking hell no. Now I wonder, what the hell do you think she's gonna tell the police? Yeah, this old guy, invited me and my friend into his home, and then we found out he's actually a weirdo, and then
He's a creep. He's a weirdo.
yeah, and he kidnaps women and he murdered my friend. I mean, my friend beat him to death with a 2x4 though. Like, that's gonna be one fun police report to write. Anything else?
That's basically it.
I think I can safely say though that this is now my new favorite horror film of the year. I didn't think Late Night with the Devil was gonna get beaten,
Yeah.
but apparently I did find one. I honestly can't even really think of anything wrong with the movie. Can you? So I guess we should deal out our percentages, right?
My percentage, I'm gonna be honest, 25. I'm kidding. My percentage is, I'm gonna be generous, 95.
Yeah, I think I was actually I think I'm gonna give it 100. I genuinely couldn't think of anything that's wrong with it. Yeah, there's some aspects of it that kind of end up going nowhere, like the guy trying to find them.
Yeah, that just went nowhere. That was
But-
not even needed. That's why I deducted 5 points.
But ultimately, it did end up serving a purpose. It's just that character ended up not really doing anything else, aside from giving us a pretty good joke. Like when he comes back to knock on the door again, he's like,
Oh yeah.
and like, what's the lead in?
Have you had this pamphlet? He says, I just want to ask.
I just want, yeah. You know, I would feel wrong if I didn't ask this question. Have you read this pamphlet?
It's the
same one.
Church of Jesus Christ of Lauderdale Saints.
Which, wait, that means he has 3 of those.
Well,
He's
not
your-
anymore because he's dead.
Well, he had 3 of them. Because, yeah, I mean, he already had one. Then Barnes and Paxton gave him one. And then that dude gave him one.
You cannot just say Barnes, bro.
I said Barnes.
Why was she so...
I think Noah might not be okay right now. But yeah, I'm gonna give it 100%. Yeah, there are a few aspects of the film that kind of end up not really going anywhere, sure. But I still think this was a solid horror film. And probably, like I said, it's probably my favorite of the year.
It's such a psychological one.
Oh yeah, very much in that psychological van. Before, it fucking kicks shit to an 11. Well, the thing is, I didn't mention this when we saw it, but there's a film called Barbarian that's shockingly similar. At least in its plot structure, where it kind of starts with semi-normal in a house. Then they find this, like, weird basement underground where shit gets real weird.
Yeah.
But unlike Heretic, Barbarian, in my opinion, wasn't great. Because I think it just kicked shit up to an 11 way too quickly, while this film took it a bit slower. I think. Because in Barbarian, it's just such a big jump that it's very disorienting. And also just didn't really gel with the rest of the film that well. In this, I think its jump to absurdity made more sense and was handled a lot better. But yeah, I think that's our review. Do you have any closing statements?
I think that's the first A24 movie that I've watched fully.
We were gonna watch The Lighthouse, and that's an A24 movie.
We're just gonna watch it for the game. I'm kidding.
Well, I know you want to see Y2K, right?
I do want to see Y2K.
That's an A24 movie.
No, it isn't.
It is.
Nope.
It is. It's the logo's in the trailer. Now he's gonna Google it to see if he's smart. It's an A24 movie. It says it in the trailer.
No, it isn't. It says it was actually made by Ethan Winters.
From Resident Evil 8, 7, and 8.
Yes.
But yeah, that's our review for Heretic. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Our second episode of the Dosneyland podcast. Yeah, I'm sorry we couldn't give you that Thanksgiving episode. Well, at least... Well, I mean, I'm happy that I don't have to sit down and watch that garbage again.
Basement?
Yeah,
No.
you know what?
Those who know. Mango.
You know what? I promise next year we will do Thanksgiving.
How much brain rot terms do you know?
Unfortunately, way too many, and I'm not going to list them here.
No. Like, don't end it yet. Like, mango, and like, those who know, and like, Stillwater, and like, Hoktua, and then like, what else is there? Pumpkin.
Now you're just dragging the video out.
Pumpkin. And like, what else? What other brain rot? Oh, chill guy.
Yeah, well, now we're getting off topic.
So? It's a podcast.
I guess so. Even though I think we're done talking about our central topic.
Yeah.
Unless you have anything else you wanted to say about the film.
Not enough brain rot.
Yeah, we're done here. I hope you all enjoyed this review. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you enjoyed my content, and we'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.